And as a life coach, we always upgrade a person's mindset, right? So with mindset, change of mindset, change of thoughts, and the way you take life, if you change that, automatically the person finds their own solution. So you don't need to take one thing, right? So it's about working on the base, working on the root cause, and that's what resolves all other problems.
Actually, you build the foundation for the other person.
Right.
कि whatever situation come, you are like now the soldier जो जाके लड़ सकता है.
Job thing, if you keep doing for a very long time, you just forget what were your hobbies, what were your skills, what can you do apart from being an employee. At the very ground level, there are only a couple of challenges which are the root causes, right? Like on the surface level, it may sound like very different problem, okay, but at the root level, everything comes together, and there are only a couple of issues that are generating a lot of scenarios. What I highly recommend everyone is to don't get stuck with deciding whether it's right or not. Take that step, take that decision, move forward, and universe, or there will be a feedback. You will yourself realize whether it's working in your favor or not.
ऐसा कभी हुआ है कि like client has come back saying कि I took this decision under your guidance and then he said कि ये गलत हो गया, ऐसे सब गलत हो गया मेरे साथ.
Once you have attained, or once you are able to protect your peace of mind, you will be able to balance anything that's coming your way to build the business alongside a job. So yeah.
Okay, so now we know the secret कि कैसे सब कुछ figure out किया initially. That 2 minutes thing ना, it was a bulb on. Oh, 2 minutes में utilize कर लिए. What advice would you like to give out to all the women out there जिनको life coach बनना है? What should they take care of when they don't know anything about life coaching and they want to jump in? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have another fabulous guest, Pallavi Chatterjee. She is a life coach as well as coach for life coaches. So let's welcome Pallavi. Hi Pallavi, welcome to my channel. I'm glad that you accepted my request for this interview from your busy schedule. I know recently you are juggling with multiple roles, but then too you took out time for this interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for such a warm welcome, Anita. And it's a privilege for me to be here on your show, on your growing YouTube channel. And it was a great energy with which you greeted me here. And I'm really, excited to go forward and, talk it out.
Can you just brief us about your journey, how it has been?
The whole thing started with IT industry. So I served IT industry for 12 plus years. I was into travel domain, and I am into quality analyst role. And it all started from there. And after 12 years of my service, I realized that, you know what, it's not fulfilling. I'm not really satisfied. I was only doing a job just for the sake of money. So I started feeling that emptiness. And actually, in 2019, I went through, a mental breakdown. And so what happened was, there was a manager who I was working with. So he just appeared, and there was no such conversation, or there was no fault of mine. I just said that I can't be available for a team lunch, which was abruptly planned. I was trying to meet a deadline, and I worked the night before till 2 a.m. to meet that deadline. So I just told him that I can't really go for the team lunch, and I'm not sure what was wrong there, what went, what blew up the whole situation. But it was a very like traumatic situation for me. He just started yelling at me. It was a very bad verbal abuse. I was sitting at my desk, and there was so many others on the floor, at least 100 around. People must be there, and it was a horrifying incident for me. And I just froze at my desk. After a while, I couldn't hear anything. I just felt like, I'm numb. I'm not able to move. I'm not able to do anything. And that was my first ever mental breakdown that I had gone through at the very end of 2019. And after that, I couldn't stop myself when I, woke up from that freeze. I saw so many people looking at me. Obviously, IT is a very pin drop silence kind of a place. And obviously, if somebody is shouting at the top of their voice, obviously it must be reaching everyone. It's still hard for me to talk about that. I just couldn't take it. I had to go to the washroom. I kept crying. I was feeling so helpless. I was not able to gather myself. I was not able to come out of that. And I kept crying. And I literally had to leave that office premises. And I came back home. I continuously, literally cried for around 4 hours or so. My whole family got scared because it was something that nothing was working on me. For 4 hours straight, I couldn't think of anything else. I couldn't help myself in any which way. And after that, the thought that came in the evening was, I just want to quit this job. I don't want to go back there again because I was so broken inside and everything. But the saddest part of the story is I had to go back there again the very next day. I had to finish the project. And after that, probably I started becoming a robot there, because I used to finish my job and I used to come back. It just became so, a monotonous activity for me, that I just had to finish a job. And that was the, time where I started thinking of, what can I do? Why am I stuck in this situation when I'm not really happy, I'm not really fulfilled, I'm not satisfied with this kind of a work atmosphere rather than the work, I would say. The work atmosphere wasn't apt for me, and I was not able to quit. That was starting of pandemic. A job thing, if you keep doing for a very long time, you just forget what were your hobbies, what were your skills, what can you do apart from, being an employee. So all of that was happening, and I literally thought, I have no hope. I'm going to retire from IT. There is nothing else that can, save me. I have to be this way. I have to find another job. That was there on my mind. That's when I thought that, I need to find out something. Like, I need to, start something. So at that time, I was very impressed with a couple of YouTubers. And I thought that, okay, I love traveling, and I thought that, okay, maybe I can be a travel blogger. So I just wanted to explore that area. I wanted to have it as just a normal thing, like something additional to work I wanted to have. And I went to Sri Lanka then, and then I created a lot of content for my YouTube channel. I was ready. I, in fact, have a YouTube channel as well, which nothing got uploaded. My existing knowledge, I was always very interested in productivity, goal setting. I was doing all of that for myself, like, shifting mindset spiritually. A lot of, I'm very inclined to spiritual side, philosophies, Buddhism. So I thought, okay, yeah, it makes sense. It's a way of life coaching, and I started with that. And with that, somehow I knew that this is it. There is no looking back ever, and I'm going to grow this. And in order to grow that, I actually got myself certified. So I'm Jack and Field certified. Jack and Field is USA's #1 success coach, and he's also featured in the book called The Secret. He's also an author of book called Chicken Soup for the Soul. So I got myself certified, in his program, and after that, I just knew that this is my life purpose. This is going to be my, path forward. And within 2 years of span, I trained myself towards the business side as well, how to set up business, marketing and sales, and how do I find these people who need my help and things like that. And with all of that put together, in 2 years, I could scale my earnings to 3x of what I was earning in high paying IT job. And from there, it all began. And this year, I'm so happy. This year, I have quit my job in July, and I'm a full time life coach now. And this is how it all started.
Awesome, awesome. So this was the reason why you started life coaching, right? But
Yes.
initially, like, how did you figure out कि मतलब how should I take ahead? क्योंकि you said that you didn't had any knowledge about life coaching. तो
Hmm.
how did you figure out कि इसको इस तरह से करना है?
Right. So initially, what I did was, I was not certified. I started the non-certified way, but what I did was whatever the knowledge. So I used to talk to people. I took 3 people for my beta testing, jahan pe, we were like talking and understanding what is their challenge, what they want to do, what they want to achieve, and things like that. And with whatever knowledge I had, I tried to help. But I'll say that the result, a concrete result, was coming after a month or 1.5 month or so. It was taking time. I wanted to fast forward my results. So what I did was I started looking for coaches who are already in this industry. Probably I thought I will find some coaches who must be training people who really want to be a life coach professionally. The certification with the coaching that I received, my results grew exponentially. Like, within first session, I'm getting aha moments from people. And with that, I was like so confident that, what, this is going to last for a very long time. And this is what I'm going to do for rest of my life. So it all, began, and, I got confidence with that.
Wow.
So
So
yeah.
you figured out कि मुझे कोचिंग लेकर ही आगे जल्दी बढ़ पाऊंगी, right? It will be
Yes,
faster if I take the coaching in a professional
totally.
way.
Totally, totally. Also, I wanted to explore that, how can I replicate? Because when there is no tool kind of a thing, when there is nothing like a very, standard practice that you do, it's very hard to replicate because people come to you with a very similar kind of problems, right? So maybe what you said worked for one, it might not work for the other, or even if you want to give that tool to the other, you won't even know what is that tool because there was no tool. You said something, you did a couple of things, you did an experimental way. When you go out with your life experiences and things like that, it's very experimental in nature rather than being a very concrete, standardized, tried and tested on millions and zillions of people kind of tools. So that's what I got from my certification. Are like almost guaranteed tools that will produce results and the transformation that people are looking for. So that was the whole thought behind it. And that's what I thought I need to really explore if I really want to stay in this industry. Because for me, by that time, it just solidified in my mind that it is what I'm going to do. So,
So will I say it like that कि अगर हम लोग के पास एक सर्टिफिकेशन हो एंड
hmm,
लाइफ का एक्सपीरियंस थोड़ा सा हो, लाइक वी हैव नॉट फेस मैनी चैलेंजेस या जो भी प्रॉब्लम के साथ लोग आते हैं, so with the
hmm.
only with the tools we can like solve the problem of our clients.
Okay. So I'll say it'll be difficult, because it these tools you actually have to apply it on yourself to see whether these are helping or not, right? So it can be, and I think it's not possible that you haven't faced any challenges. Like, there will be fear. Everybody faces fear. Everybody faces, some kind of guilt. Everybody has some kind of resentment, right? Some kind of emotional, a phase where they felt a lot more emotionally charged, anger or things like that. So these also, come as a part of a life coach to, get removed from your system. And there is a way to achieve goals. So obviously, every single person has one or the other goals. Every single person dreams of a better life. So it's highly unlikely that you will never have you ever faced any challenge. But it can be that, I never had a resentment over somebody, right? So that was the thing where it can be a thing that, okay, maybe I'm not sure of that. But when you go forward, most of the tools you would have applied on yourself, or you would have related to that, okay, this did this benefit for me. And that's when you can take it forward. You will relate to the person better, and that's how we can utilize it for us first and then for the others.
So Pallavi, has it sometimes happened कि when a client comes, तो उसकी problem आपको बहुत complicated लगी हो, you found that this is something that I have never faced, or I don't have the correct tools which I should provide to get the solution, या फिर you always felt कि कोई किसी भी problem के साथ आया है, I have the solution for everything.
Okay, so sometimes I used to feel when I was going, by my life experience way, sometimes I felt a little underconfident that I don't know whether I'll be able to help them or not. But after the certification, I now know that at the base level, at the very ground level, there are only a couple of challenges which are the root causes, right? Like on the surface level, it may sound like very different problem, okay? But at the root level, everything comes together and there are only a couple of issues that are generating a lot of scenarios, right, at the surface level. So when a person comes to me and tells their story or tells their challenge, and we try to dig deep into it, I always try to identify which of these problems it is. And as soon as it resonates with one of these problems, I know what I need to do with this person. And as a life coach, we always upgrade a person's mindset, right? So, with mindset, change of thoughts, and the way you take life, if you change that, automatically the person finds their own solution. We just elevate their state. We just help them uh, with their thought process. We just try to clear out the scenario for them. Okay, so we don't tell them that do this or do that, okay, choose this path or that path. We never ever say that. We only upgrade their mindset, and with that they are able to find out their solutions. They are able to find out what they need to do, what will suit them. Because no matter whatever they share with us, it's very hard for us to know 100% of the details, right? So it is totally like, we upgrade their mindset, we upgrade their thoughts, we just guide them that this is what a successful person does. And with this elevated state, they decide for themselves. And it is always the right decision, whatever they take. So yeah, I'd say that.
So when you say कि every time, मतलब, is it possible that every time your client will take the right decision? It can be possible ना कि वो wrong भी हो सकता है.
Actually, on that, I'll say we never know whether it's a right decision or wrong decision until and unless we actually take the decision, walk that path, and get that experience, whether that favored my goals or not. Based on the experience, next time probably we learn that, okay, that was not the right decision, or there is no right or wrong decision as such. What I highly recommend everyone is to don't get stuck with deciding whether it's right or not. Take that step, take that decision, move forward, and universe, or there will be a feedback. You will yourself realize whether it's working in your favor or not. And when you learn that, that's called experience. And with that, you just learned that, okay, this is not for me, or this is not suiting my goals, or things like that. And with that, eventually you will be a better decision maker, right? You will eventually start taking the right kind of decisions for you. So yeah, better than getting stuck, just keep moving with right or wrong decision, or any decision or any action. That's what I meant.
Yeah, so do you ever, मतलब ऐसा कभी हुआ है कि like client has come back saying कि I took this decision under your guidance and then he said कि ये गलत हो गया, ऐसे सब गलत हो गया मेरे साथ, मतलब have he said that कि even after taking coaching from you I am suffering, ऐसा कभी हुआ है?
not not really, but I can totally see, because you are asking, this can be a probable situation. But I'll say that with the coaching, or with the kind of elevated mindset we get a person to, we always train a person to face everything with total confidence, right? So what it's not about so much about decisions here. It's so much about taking responsibility. How do you respond to a situation? That's what is what I'm trying to say is elevated mindset. So with that, you can handle anything happening to your life, right? So when that happens, a person is totally ready to face any other challenges, right? So when the challenges come, they are no more the previous person. They are a completely different person, and they don't freak out. They are like, wow, I know how to handle this. And they again know what they have to do, because that's what empowering means. So they are already empowered. So they take their life forward with a lot of responsibility.
Basically you are saying कि because you have worked with the mindset, so they are ready to face anything, whether it is right or wrong, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, great, great. So
Yeah.
that is like the good part of it. Ki actually you build the foundation for the other person.
Right.
Ki whatever situation come, you are like now the soldier जो जाके लड़ सकता है.
हाँ. I'll say yes to that.
And Pallavi, what is your specialization? Like life coaching में भी बहुत सारे अलग अलग चीजें होती है. So what's your specialization?
Right. So, to be honest, here for 2 years, I was only helping people to, elevate their life. So I still do that, but for 2 years, I was only doing that. And after that, a lot of people were connecting with me, looking at my results that are getting produced and the transformation and the word of mouth. So many people started approaching me to learn life coaching. Like, how can I just like create these results in my own program? So there were a lot of people who were approaching me, and I back then, like by that time, I was actually able to create my business, and I was able to generate good amount of money. I was able to take it forward, plan what I need to do to make it big in this industry and all of that. And with that, I thought, okay, if people are approaching me, and I also have a knack of, teaching and training, I have always been interested. So I also started training life coaches. Only getting a life coaching certification wasn't enough. I had to learn a lot of business side of things, and I had to learn a lot of other things as well. How can I help different people differently and efficiently? So with that, I created my program, and now if you ask me specialization, so that's my specialization. So I train 9 to 5ers and new entrepreneurs who are also interested in learning life coaching. So I train them.
So does it happen sometimes कि कोई client आपके साथ मतलब उसकी प्रॉब्लम लेके आता है, वो बहुत सैड होता है एंड मतलब दे आर लाइक कोई भी लाइफ कोच के पास क्यों जाता है जब उनकी लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम्स ही प्रॉब्लम्स होती है
True,
तब, राइट?
true.
सो
Absolutely.
हाँ, सो हैव यू एवर फेल्ट कि लाइक उन लोगों को इतना पेन में देख के यू ऑल्सो लाइक गॉट अफेक्टेड कि uh, उसकी लाइफ में इतना पेन है एंड यू स्टार्टेड क्राइंग समथिंग लाइक दैट?
To be honest, it feels like that, but I keep all of that for the end of the session. So even if there have been a lot of such cases, you learn a lot of tools, you actually have to apply them on you. So you have to be emotionally resilient before you go out and help others. It seemed like, how how a doctor would do. So if the doctor is only going to think about, if I operate this person is going to go through a lot of pain, the doctor will never be able to operate, right? So for me, it's very important aspect that as a life coach, you be most emotionally resilient, go forward and help the other person. And obviously at times it really breaks your heart, you just have to accept, and with that you will have to help the other person to move forward, how to deal with these situations, and come out victorious out of those things. So yeah.
Okay, so now you have learned the art of shielding yourself also.
In a way.
राइट, राइट, राइट। एंड मतलब ऐसे कभी हुआ है लाइक कि लाइफ कोचिंग के साथ साथ आपको लगा हो कि ये तो एक चीज है ही, बट आई कैन हेल्प देम इन सम अदर वे ऑल्सो, लाइक जैसे कि आप सपोज कि किसी के रिलेशनशिप के साथ काम कर रहे हो, ओके, बट एक्चुअली यू फाइंड दैट
Mhm.
रिलेशनशिप में प्रॉब्लम इसलिए है क्योंकि फाइनेंस में प्रॉब्लम है, राइट? ऐसा भी होता है कि बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज रिलेटेड
Totally.
ओनली। तो हैव यू एवर फेस
Totally.
लाइक दिस सिचुएशन कि आप कुछ और रिजॉल्व करने जा रहे हो पर प्रॉब्लम कहीं और ही निकलती है?
Right. This happens. And, if you ever heard of Wheel of Life concept, so everything in Wheel of Life, everything is connected, right? It's a wheel. And everything, every aspect of life, relationship, finance, career, personal time, your health, everything has an effect on the other. And that's how life moves. Okay. So at the core of it, is mindset. Okay. So if your mindset is like, not right, you have a lot of limiting beliefs, you have self-esteem issues, you might have a lot of resentment, a lot of negativity is dwelling within you. This, let's take resentment. Resentment will actually impact your own health. When your body isn't doing well, obviously you wouldn't have great relationships, because your body, your mind is not supporting you, family that great, there will be stress, tension, and a prolonged stress tension can become an anxiety. Then anxiety has a lot more health challenges that it brings in. So everything is connected. Okay. So as soon as you start changing the old patterns, so in this case, what example we took, if we work on resentment, that's it, right? It will automatically solve all other problems. So you don't need to take one thing, right? So it's about working on the base, working on the root cause, and that's what resolves all other problems. So yeah.
Oh, now that reflects your experience. The way you beautifully answered this question. Yeah, you have experience as a life coach.
Thank you so much for saying that. You have been so kind throughout and, so encouraging since the time we have met. And you said I am a positive soul. So I believe totally that, it takes two positive souls to connect to each other. It can't be one at all. If I am one and you are not, definitely will not gel that well together. So you have been amazing encourager and a supporter and a great friend throughout.
Thank you so much. Pallavi, I would like to know ki, how do you balance your work along with the family? Because recently I know that you have gone through a lot of things in background. So how have you managed?
Yes. Right. I'll say it's all a compounded effect of, who I have become, taking the certification, applying tools on me, then, every single day, it's like a revision for us, right? If I'm trying to upgrade someone else's mindset, obviously we are also constantly reminded of those concepts, constantly reminded of where am I not applying this. Mind keeps in peace even if there is a lot more that's going around me. I became an emotionally resilient person. I am able to, create my boundaries. I'm able to protect my mental peace so that, nobody from external space can come and, fiddle around here and, just go away. So I'm able to, take charge of my emotions, what I feel in a day. So I'll say that's how, everything. Once you have attained or once you are able to protect your peace of mind, you will be able to balance anything that's coming your way.
Wow. Now I know कि एक लाइफ कोच बनने से हमारी लाइफ भी सॉर्टेड हो जाती है.
Totally. I can't agree to that anymore. That's so true.
Yeah. So, guys, whoever is looking for becoming a life coach, they take this point into consideration. Ki it will
Totally.
definitely impact you, and I guess it impacts the people around us also, right?
Totally. Once you change, you become positive soul and you spread that around, right? You're like it's again a wheel of life, right? You are there because your relationship with people will change. When your relationship with people change, then obviously your finance will be, growing. You will be in a high energy, high vibe. People also change around you when you go to a higher energy. People around you, what you attract are also of high energy. Like what I said, we both are positive souls, that's why we connect with each other. So you do the same with other part of your life as well. And with that, what happens is everything gets changed, gets positively benefited, and obviously you live a dream life. That's what is the purpose of life coaching, and that's what life coaches do.
Oh, and one more thing I would like to know कि जब initially when you were like starting at that time you must have to figure out so many things, not only just the life coaching part but the technical things, the social
Totally.
media things and everything. So that time you were
Hmm.
having your job as well. So how did you
Hmm.
manage to learn all these things? मतलब ये सारे hurdles को कैसे आपने remove किया and कैसे how you have gone full fledged?
Right. So I'll say there are a couple of things that I tried. A, I dropped my perfectionism in job, in home, in even on social media. I was a perfectionist and I still go into that loop at times, but I try to take myself out so that I can save some time. And trust me, it just saves a hell lot of time for your for you, not just time, it also saves a lot of energy. So that's what I did. I put my focus on life coaching, that I really, really want to do it. I decided in my mind, because once you have clarity, that's when you can have focus, and that's the only time, when you're focused, things will move faster. Started to see every single thing through a lens of, do I only need to do this, or can this be delegated to someone else, so that, again, I can free up my schedule. So there were very little things that I found back then. I was taking care of all the home chores that time, but still, because of the focus, perfectionism, and slight little things, like I started using online delivery apps for getting vegetables and things like that, although the vegetable shops used to be just 5 minutes away. But going there, 5 minutes walk, 5 minutes walking back, and then buying vegetables for 15 minutes, I saved myself like around 30 minutes around by ordering it online and things like that. I tried to find out all of these, and that's what helped me to get some time. Even if I was getting 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes saved, I literally tracked everything. I literally tried to save that time, and that just saved me a lot of time. And when I was doing this alongside my job, I was actually spending around 2 to 3 hours per day towards marketing, towards the social media, and towards sessions as well. So every day evening I would have a session weekday, and then Sundays I used to try to take off, and I started to take planned hustle leaves. So Fridays or Mondays, I will plan it well in advance that nobody can say no to me. I will take those hustle leaves, and literally for those 3 days, 4 days, or long weekends, whatever I got, I put that into my business, and I started learning. I started doing more stuff. I started taking more sessions, and that's what literally helped me to build the business alongside a job. So yeah.
Okay, so now we know the secret कि कैसे सब कुछ figure out किया initially. That 2 minutes thing ना, it was a bulb on. Oh, 2 minute में utilize कर लिए.
Yeah, I did try that.
Yeah, basically, when we are building the foundation, we need to take care of all these things if we want to speeden up our success ka journey.
Totally.
What advice would you like to give out to all the women out there जिनको life coach बनना है? What should they take care of
Okay.
when they don't know anything about life coaching and they want to jump in?
Okay. One suggestion that I want to give is, if you are planning to stay in this industry and you really feel that you have a total passion and you're interested in it, I highly recommend that learn, get yourself certified, do some coaching, because that's going to speed up your progress. That's going to give you a very strong foot in this industry, because this is a very good time for everyone to start as a life coach, because this is fairly new. And I'm very, very sure, and somehow my intuition says life coaching is going to grow like YouTube in India fairly soon. Okay, so YouTube also, people who jumped in early got a great advantage, and same is the case with life coaching. So get yourself started with that, create your market fairly fast, and start producing transformations, because you will see the results fairly soon with that. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that valuable advice. And I think the researchers also say कि now in India it's the starting of life coaching. पहले like it was only limited to foreign countries. हमारे यहाँ पे
Right,
सोचते हैं कि आंटी अंकल दादा नाना मामा चाची everybody is there to help us. But the
right.
time we have started like start living in nuclear families, now we are facing the problem. And pandemic के बाद आई मतलब पता चलता है कि पीपल आर गोइंग फ्रॉम स्ट्रेस पीरियड, मतलब छोटी छोटी
Hmm.
चीजों का भी ना आजकल लोगों को इतना स्ट्रेस हो जाता है दैट दे नीड लाइफ
Totally.
कोचेस जो उनका माइंडसेट चेंज कर सके.
Totally. I would like to add, it's not only a nuclear family challenge because in life coaching we empower, we never give an advice. So chachi, nani, friend, didi, bhaiya, everybody advises based on what worked for them, right? Now, ये भी हो सकता है कि what worked for them may not work for you. So in life coaching, we never suggest anything. We are not into an advisory, kind of a profile. We only upgrade the mindset so that you know you can find your path. You know what will work for you, and you will choose that. So with that, it becomes so powerful that you literally learn something for life. You cannot leave it, right? So that's why I'll say life coaching is very, very powerful. I have myself seen a lot of results for me, of course, in 2 years, and it's been an amazing journey for me, and that's what I'm trying to create for everyone who's getting connected with.
Thank you so much for sharing all this valuable advice and sharing your experience. I hope it benefited my audience, and I'm really blessed कि आपने इतने सारे important point बताए हैं जो कि like usually हमें नहीं पता चलते हैं बाहर से कि background में कितना सारा effort और कितना सारा work जाता है to create our life coaching business, right?
Right. It does take a lot of effort, but it's absolutely worth it when you get that message from people that thank you, Pallavi, for changing my life, or thank you, Anita, for changing my life. You will feel at the top of the world. So,
I know
that's what is going to happen.
that feeling is
Completely
priceless.
different. Totally. Totally. Thank you so much. I literally enjoyed being here on your show, and it was so amazing. And your questions were, oh my God, out of the world. You asked, the reason why I was able to give so many, good suggestions or, valuable nuggets is only because of your questions. Your questions were very well thought of, very valid, and amazing. Like, you have great interviewing skills.
Oh, thank you so much. I am blessed कि आपको भी ऐसा लगता है because I have got this feedback from few of my guests.
Oh, wow. You have to believe them. Like, you really have a very good, sense of asking questions. And yeah, amazing. Brilliantly done.
I hope that it will help all the people out there जो भी life coaching की तरफ like
I'm sure it
जाना
will.
चाहते हैं. So thank you guys. Thank you for staying till the end and showering your love. And thank you Pallavi for taking out time from your busy schedule for this interview.
No problem. I just thoroughly had a blast here. And to your viewers, it's been amazing. Anita hosted me so well, and I'm sure that you all are going to enjoy the show. And subscribe to her channel and support her. She's doing a fab, fab job. And with that, signing off.
Guys, you can connect with Pallavi. I'll put her social media links in the description box below for any of the life coaching advice. And she is very friendly. She'll revert back to you.
Absolutely, I will. Okay. Thank you
So,
so much.
guys, thank you. Bye. Catch you with some other guests some other time. Bye for now.
Bye bye.